Hi viewers, welcome back to our YouTube channel. If you are watching us for the first time, you are watching Mind Over Career Talk Show. And today we have a special guest and I'll allow him to introduce himself.
Thank you very much, Francis, and good morning viewers from wherever you're watching us from. My name is Campbell Joseph and I'm a fourth year student pursuing computer science at Lomotion University. Apart from that, I'm a leader of a movement called the beggin movement, and I'm an author of the book called Who Will Save Africa? Rethinking Leadership for a Better Future. And thank you for having me on Mind Over Show. Mind Over Career Talk Show. Thank you.
Sure. And I also have my co-host here,
Emmanuel, beggin.
Yeah. So, just an interesting question. I heard that in your introduction that you are a leader of. I'm sorry, I actually didn't catch the name of
The movement is beggin movement.
Okay. What is it about?
Oh, so beggin movement is a national student-led initiative that empowers young people, both students and non-students, to be proactive leaders, to be critical thinkers, responsible citizens, and agents of sustainable progress in our country.
Okay, that sounds good. And to think of it, it's actually maybe in line with the topic that we are having today, which is networking for people who hate networking. So, when we're actually talking about the networking, it's something that we all have to be mindful of whenever we're actually maybe thinking of approaching in our profession. We can't really run away from networking. So my question to you, Mr. Campbell,
Yes, sir.
how would you define the term networking? Because this is the big term that we're having here.
All right, thank you very much for that important question. You see, a lot of people, there's a lot of misconception as to where networking is concerned.
Yes.
Others say networking is just for extroverts. And I want to categorically and boldly state that that is fake.
Okay.
And that is manipulation. But in my own personal context and professional context, networking is about building and maintaining relationships for mutual benefits.
Okay.
So it can be students, it can be about companies, whatever sector. So yeah, basically that's what networking is all about. And there are other scholars that say the network is a network.
Yeah.
Exactly. So networking is for everybody. Nobody should hate networking.
Yes. Emmanuel.
Oh yeah. I think I'll just pick it up from the definition itself, right? Yeah. So like you said, networking is literally it's building relationships and connection for mutual benefits. And I feel like where it becomes like a misconception, it's on the last word there, on the last term, it's mutual benefits. Because now it's where now we begin to now derive understandings now on mutual benefits. Is it the reason why we're networking? Because we're trying to benefit? You get right?
Yes.
Yeah, so networking is, as you said before, a very important thing. Like we need to know about networking. But the misconceptions underneath it is what derives all these reasons why some people don't want to network, right? Yeah. So at first they say that it's not just for extroverts, because extroverts are people who seem to be on that journey of networking because they're so good at socialization, right? Yeah, where on the other side, right, I've got introverts, like myself, for example. I'm an introvert. And if you ask me about networking, at the bottom, I would say it's not for me because of my understanding.
Okay.
But I don't want to dive into it that much for now, but all I can say is the misconception lies on the benefits part. Yeah.
Okay. That's really wonderful. And that actually relates to the time I was actually beginning my university life. Before I even left home, I actually taught myself to say, as I'm actually going to school, I set the standards to say I'm going to be like maybe approaching 5 people, just like to getting to know people and how I can actually manage to build the network around school. Like how can I actually utilize the networking part of where maybe I could actually find people that can actually help me, run, just live a simple life in the university whereby I'm not even like stressing myself when it comes to academic. Like I've got like one basic thing that I actually like thought of is coming up with a mastermind. Yeah. So, and that speaks to how you can actually utilize the networking part. So, what I'm trying to say is trying to relate the networking part to mindset. Like in as much as we are trying to build relationship, meaningful relationship, professional relationship, what mindset should we have in order for us to maintain mutual relationship so that we can actually, a relationship shouldn't just be a one-way thing. We can all like give and take also in a setup of the network that we are building. So what mindset can we actually have?
Okay, so that's a very, very good question. When you look at our subject, where this conversation is being centered on, say, networking for people, networking and self-awareness.
Yes.
And when you talk of mindset change, I think mindset comes in when you understand who you are, the value that is in relation to self-awareness. When you know the value that you carry, when you know what you can offer, it will be very easy for you to understand, to say, okay, I'm getting into this kind of a connection. I want this in return, and I have this to offer. Meaning that you need to understand the value that you are taking there, because there are a lot of people out there that be like, I always network with people, but they don't pick up my calls when I call them, and they don't respond to messages. I mean, can somebody respond to a text where they say, hi, every day, how are you? No, right?
No.
People are busy out there. People are busy doing what and what not. So, if you like want somebody that can bring that which you want in your life, you also need to have something to offer to them. So, you need to have that mindset of not just taking, but also offering something to them. Because that's only then will they take you serious. Yeah, because the world is busy, and we as young people, we as students, and graduates as there, that are trying to like network and maybe looking for opportunities and whatnot. It's not just about you having a degree, it's about what comes with that degree. And what is it that you are offering to the world out there. It's because of that value that you are taking out there that will connect you to what you want to be, or what space you want to venture into. Yeah, so I think that's a mindset that we need to have.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that. So, Emmanuel, you actually talked about Mr. Campbell has talked about self-awareness and how it actually helps you realize the people that you are going to connect with and the values that you want from the people that you are connected with. So, my question is, in what way can you actually realize that now you are fully aware of yourself and you begin to see the value that you actually want from the network that you are building?
Okay, so before I answer that, I'll come first from below, right? Yeah, to understand how this self-awareness comes about in the mindset. So, like I said before, about the idea of social benefits, or benefits maybe as a point. So, you see, when it comes to networking, it's like we're talking about gambling, like a gamble. Because if I'm going to network with a company, I'm thinking of how much I'm going to benefit in the company as well. The same idea of how much they'll benefit from me. So our topic is about those guys who hate networking, and that's our conversation here. So those guys, they have this idea of networking to say it's a fake movement, right? Like it's not like a true act you're doing with your will and heart. Because all you want from something is a benefit. So it becomes something in which you don't want to do really, but you want something out of it, right? So now the question is, are you being true to yourself? So if you understand it in that way, it brings about all these like energies around it. I think that's where now like awareness comes in now of you understanding the situation to say, okay, I'm in this place right now. What do I want to get? What am I giving out? So maybe now it's when now you have to understand your own value to say, oh, I'm Emmanuel and I'm doing economics and I have these skills and I have that skill set. You understand yourself in that way. Then also you have to understand the other side as well. Once you understand the other side as well, I feel like you're going to come to like an agreement of what you know what you're giving out and what you're getting. But the problem is if you're trying to gamble in that transaction. Like, oh, you know what, I'm friends with that person because his dad is a lawyer and they'll connect me in some way. I think that becomes a problem when it comes to networking in that order. But yeah, I think I've answered your question in some way.
And maybe just to add on what is just stated.
Yeah.
And me, I will be very particular with young people because I work with young people.
Okay.
You see, sometimes we are going to these events and then you're talking with young people, especially students. Then, when they change numbers, people start doing, I'm asking for this, I'm asking for that, I'm asking for that. Come on, that's not how networking operates. And when we talk of networking, in its definition there, we were saying networking and maintaining that relationship with mutual benefits. Alright? Meaning that mutual benefits mean that I have to benefit, you have to benefit. That's what I'm saying. So when you're coming with a mindset to say, oh, just because he has made it is at the top, he has to help me. One thing I can tell the viewers is that life is 100% your responsibility and no one is coming to save you. Okay? That is why it is very important for you to know your goals, your values, and you need to know your way. Once you know these things, you are going to know what kind of people are you supposed to network with. Therefore, you have to network with people that aligns with your values, people that aligns with your goals, and people that are in the same bracket with you. Because then it won't be fighting challenges in terms of having a conversation, you rather talk about things that can take you there, because you guys are in the same bracket. Okay? So I think that is what we must understand as young people. Networking is about mutual benefits, not a one-way side thing.
I love it.
Can I come into the question a bit though? So it's so good though. So I'm going to ask this question, right? So you come in school as a first year student, and the school system obviously emphasizes you to like have high grades, right? Because the focus is on grades. So you come into school here, and you know about how you have to like maintain your grades. So what is going to give you like a motivation to start the journey of networking right there and then? Because we see some people don't even focus on any of these social activities. They just in the studies, in the library. Then we have got those people who like from the start, they start something, a movement or something. They find themselves in some political or even fellowship. Some people are like there for some network arrangement. But like, what gives you the motivation to just like, I want to start this journey of networking now?
Okay. So, it's very simple. So I would say there is need for self-awareness. That is key in everything. Okay. Once you understand who you are and what you want in life, you have. That's why all these guys that have made it at the top, they always talk about time management. Time management is very important, and it's a factor to whatever level that you want to attain in life. So you know to say, okay, I have these things that I want to do. I want to get myself into politics, or I want to get into this business, but there's school here. Now, how do I manage this too? Now that's where credit comes in. You need to make sure that you appropriate time accordingly. Say, okay, I think I can start in 5 hours. How about this? You can't tell me that you'll be studying 24/7, like from 01 to 24 hours. That is impossible. So you can say, okay, I think this during the day I'll be in class. This on Saturday we're having an event. I think this is something that I want to do. I think I'll spare 2 hours and attend this event. You go there, you network 1 or 2 people that align your vision. You begin that conversation. You get what I'm saying? And yeah, you begin to build a network like that. We have seen people that are running businesses, big businesses, but they're students. And nobody said that a student should always be broke. Who said that? Nobody said that, right?
Nobody.
But it's a myth that we have created ourselves to say, when you are in school, you should just focus on school and not anything else.
Yeah.
But that's the narrative that we need to change as young people. Because Zambia's golden age is here, and we need to change the way we think for us to get what's supposed to be.
So the motivation, I never just put my answers already. So the motivation is what really, because that's what I'm focusing on, really, like the reason you were on that journey. Because I've seen people doing this thing. I've seen people I thought maybe they're just trying to, like this, a crowd chaser, right? They want attention. Some people maybe it's other reasons, I don't know. So is there like a reason that, or for yourself?
Okay, so let me speak of myself.
Yeah,
So me, I'm very passionate about making an impact in our country, right?
Okay.
So despite me being a student, I was like, okay, in what way, how can I contribute to our nation, right? Because leadership is not about you being in a position, right? And you shouldn't just leave everything to government, because you and I, citizens, as a patriot, we have a role to play. So for me, I thought to say, I think there's a gap somewhere that I need to fill, because there are a lot of incentives that the government have put in place, but nobody's talking about this. The youths don't have information as regards to what the government is doing. So me, I came up with a movement. So this movement, we just go out there to educate people regarding the the government incentives, government good policies are put in place, and also advocating for students. For example, they have a challenge, right? Then the government is not aware of that. So as we're going to be like that bridge, we're going to bridge that gap between the students and the government. So like we had power crisis, especially last semester. It was too much. And you could see that the most union leaders couldn't talk about it. So I took it upon myself as a movement. We went to the Ministry of Energy, and we had that dialogue. Understand? And you can see Chalimbani now was connected to power 24/7. Mulungushi, number was of power were increased. You see, so that is the passion that we want to achieve. Yeah, that should be a motivation.
That's really wonderful. That's really wonderful. So, like one thing that I would actually want to actually be clear of anything that you have said. Is there any part that where like you have a general curiosity about learning about the people that you want to connect with? Like how does like having that curiosity help you to like maybe realize the people that you want to connect with? In as much as you actually know yourself, like you are aware of the values that you are going to offer to that one particular person.
Okay. Yes. Thank you very much. So, like in everything that I'm saying, I think everything will be just anchored in self-awareness. So when I discovered the person that I am, the things that I want to do, and the difference that I want to make in our country, I realized to say, okay, I need this kind of people, all right? Then what is key is positioning. Okay, when you discover what you want, you have to start positioning yourself where you can meet such people, such mentors, such inspirations. Okay, so for example, there are events where these people are supposed to be there. Find yourself there. If it means pay, you pay. Okay, as long as you get that to what you want, because you know to say, if I connect to these people, my dreams will come true, and that has been my secret.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love it. So, just like I really wanted to have like a long conversation about this, and I've got actually a lot of questions that I need to answers from. And I know the viewer that they are also like, if I was actually watching this video, I could actually also have like certain questions that we haven't actually like maybe touched on, like, you know. And is there any moment like, let me just maybe begin to ask about the strategy that you actually use in as much as you are writing the book, like in order for you to get to the information that you actually got, so that you can be able to finish up your book, you know, like having been written a book, it actually comes with a lot of responsibility, also the challenges and also the opportunity to actually network with other people. At what point did you feel like networking was a little bit more challenging to you in order to actually, you know, get to finish your book?
Networking. Okay. I don't think I'd experienced any challenges as regards to networking, because I think from the time I said the journey of networking, everything has just worked out. Yeah, and I couldn't point at to say, okay, I've had a challenge. And I've leveraged on social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, yeah, and I've just met a lot of people and through seminars, you know, these corporate events. Yeah, it has really worked out for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
So Mr. Poth, the book looking, so like here's the situation, here's a person, right? Here's a person who is more sensitive to like trueness of oneself, right? So someone says, you know what, I feel like it makes more sense for me to go and talk to one person and know more about them and have that social, not social, but like a personal interaction and connection, right? Compared to, I go on a podium, address maybe or 20 people, they know my name. So that person, they only value networking at the personal level, you understand, right? So would you say networking also operates in these different groups to say, okay, you know what, it's not only about really connecting a wide group. It can be 2 or 3 people with a deeper connection. So not only do I want to connect with you for mutual benefits, but just for like a deeper connection in me knowing you and you knowing me.
Okay.
Yeah.
You mean mentorship or something?
I'm not necessarily mentorship, right? Okay, let me give you an example, maybe like in the industry, right? You know, you've got like a boss, for example, like the CEO.
Yes.
They connect with this person on a personal level, with the other person on a professional level.
Okay.
There's a distinction.
Okay.
But I think it's all networking, right? So maybe if you can shed some light in these 2 groups.
Okay, so there is friendship and networking. So when you want to be friends with someone, right? Then I think the other one where you get to know like more about the person, like what they do, like, things like just, you know, just friends like that. But when networking, mostly, no wonder there is always at the last there is mutual benefit. So there is that kind of you expect something in turn, and you also expect something in turn. But if you want that kind of relationship, then that should be a friendship.
Yeah. But then if we're going to go with this definition, that means it becomes a transactional arrangement. Because if networking is only about mutual benefits, it's a transactional.
Exactly.
Which becomes, I think, a wrong conception. I think it's why people don't really like fall on this journey. Because if you see it as a transactional thing happening, right? Like business. Okay. Some people feel like it's a gamble because now you just want to gain more. So yeah, so maybe if it can be more, if it can go a bit beyond into a relationship. And for me, I don't know, I'm an introvert, I feel like this is the reason why.
Yeah, no, we understand the fear. The fear of introverts. Yes, understand the fear of introverts, that's true.
Yes.
Yes, introverts, that's what they think. You know, they
don't want to be used.
The pressure with the introverts, they think too much because they're always alone.
No.
Okay, but the thing is, when you talk of these transactional benefits, right?
Yeah.
It's about what you are bringing to the table. Like there's something that you want to attain, right? But for you to get to somewhere, you need to go through someone, right? Even God can't bless you. You can't just come and bless you. No, God will bless you through man. All right. So same thing. So if you want to get to another level, you have to network with someone, and that will someone help you. You know. So maybe there must be that mutual benefits. That's what I'm saying. You have to bring some values to him, and that person will give you access to what you want.
That's networking.
Exactly, that's networking.
What you say though, I'm having some difficulties in accepting this, but
yeah. Okay. I hear your question. It's actually it's so difficult to actually put a difference between networking with the purpose of having a mutual benefit from the network that you are building, and also networking with the concept of you building a personal relationship with that particular person. You know, in those situations, we all begin from networking, having a vision to say, with this person that I'm trying to connect with, this is what I want to gain from them. You know, having that perception to say, it's either could be friendship. What do you really want to benefit from the friendship that you are building, you want to build? Yes. What do you really want to benefit from the network that you want to build? Yes. And also, this has to be it has to come from the self-awareness. Yeah, we can't really run away from the self-awareness. You have to really fully aware yourself, become aware of yourself when you are trying to build with this relationship. Yeah. So
maybe just to add on before you proceed to the next element. Yeah. So there is this question that people ask: why some people hate networking?
Exactly.
So some of the reasons are that there's this social anxiety. Like you'll be thinking too much. No, I have to, I have to put something. Benefit. And then others are shy. Others they are shy. They feel nervous. Feeling to go talk to this person that they don't know, a stranger. Others will be they fear to say I'll be rejected. That fear of rejection. To say, what if this person is going to ignore me? I go there and then somebody knows me. So they also fear that, and also some they don't feel like having that small talks. They want deep talks, deep conversation, like you were saying. And that is introverts. They like deep conversations. So they want that. Others they feel like we're just forcing things. Just forcing to and others will be like, he brags too much. I have this, But the good news is that that is not how networking is all about. It can be natural. It can be something that fits your personality. So this isn't always like that. As long as it's something that is you establish that network based on your personality, like I stated in my earlier remarks, to say you have to understand yourself. And then you need to go for people that suits your bracket. Then like that, you won't find challenges like that. You don't always need to put more efforts in what you want.
Yes.
I love it. So I understand. I was trying to rhyme with the naturalness of the thing happening, right? But before I go there, right, I'll touch on mindset. So self-awareness becomes like a guideline, like a framework. What's really it's making you understand yourself to be in the transaction. You understand, right? So is it always supposed to be like a mindset of benefit? To begin with, before you began your book, right? You said the title was
Who Will Save Africa?
Who Will Save Africa?
Yes,
so
leadership for a brighter future.
Yes, you began that journey of writing a book, and your aim was to reach a number of people to know you. So at the start of that point of you writing the book, was it about you trying to benefit or to save the people? Was it like a thing whereby, you know what, I'm giving up this because I understand myself, my values. I really want to serve people.
Okay.
You understand, right? Because right then and then you didn't think about the benefit. Maybe was indirect, a sense of waviness and a sense of purpose to say the word. Not really that I'm gonna make money. You understand?
Okay, so to answer that question,
Yeah.
I think I indicated that you know, the passion that you have
Yeah.
drives you to do what you want to do, what you're doing.
Exactly.
Okay, and the value that you bring society,
Yes.
that's what you bring money. It's not about when you have the mindset of money, you can't bring money, but the money is within you. So you just have to make it manifest through the value that you bring up, the uniqueness that you bring. People will pay for that. And when you talk about the book, my book, Who Saved Africa?
Yes, yes, yes.
So I told you that I'm passionate about leadership.
Yes, yes.
And I've been in this leadership for like a few years now, and I've seen some gaps. Like having read the history of our continent, Africa, where we're coming from, where we are, and trying to anticipate where Africa will be in the next few years. So I thought of adding a voice to that trajectory, and that's why I came up with that book, Who Saved Africa? Rethinking Leadership for a Brighter Future. So it's not about me ending, it's about me adding the voice to Africa. That people that will read that book, at least they'll think, oh, I think this is what it's supposed to do. Yeah. So just want to spark that conversation so that it gets to where it's supposed to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I actually wanted to also have something like with the question that you actually asked. You know, like for me, what I feel like networking is easy when you understand yourself and the value that you are providing to the world. And when people realize to say you are more valuable, they begin to network with you because they know the value that you are providing, and they know the value that you are going to be putting, like you are going to be offering to them. So, and it becomes easier when first you begin to offer value to the world or to your community, and that will actually make it easier for you to have networks that are going to actually be more mutual benefit.
Yes.
You know, yeah, that's something that I can actually add on to the question. But I guess we have actually gotten like the bottom of networking and self-awareness. Why you shouldn't actually be, scared of networking with other people. Why you should actually be, and why you should actually make it a habit networking with the people. I have got one last question that I actually need to ask you, Mr. Kambele. What strategy would you actually recommend to our viewer when it comes to networking?
Okay. So the strategy depends on the person that you are. So for instance, if you are an introvert, we have talked about the what skills most introverts should network.
Yes.
So first thing first, you need to, if an introvert, you need to start attending these small events, like those indoors events. Maybe you can go there, you can ask to be an usher. Then you should just know how to handle that social anxiety. And then from there, you can make a resolution. Say, okay, I think maybe this month I'll attend maybe 2 events, and I have to talk to maybe maximum of 4 people. Those are the brackets. I want to network in these areas. Yeah, it's start from there. If you're an outgoing person like an extrovert, it's even easier. You just need to. There's LinkedIn. You make use of social media. Reach out to people that can help you. For mentorship. Attend these seminars, these webinars, emails. Attend such, and you begin to network with people, and those people will help you because there are a lot of people out there that are doing exactly what you want to do. So you cannot get there provided those guys give you a guideline. So yeah, those are things I can share.
I love it. And just to wrap up our talk, we have actually talked about networking for people that hate networking and self-awareness. Before you actually begin to network with others, first try by all means to understand yourself. What values do you hold? What values do you want to bring to the society? What are you offering to the person that you want to network with? Once you understand that, it's easy for you to actually begin to build networks that are going to help you reach your destination. It's not really just about reaching your destination, it's also about knowing the person that, building the person that you want to become. For example, if you want to become a public speaker, you have to really understand the value that you are going to be bringing to the people and the people that are going to help you become a public speaker. So here you have it all. Thank you for watching our video and thank you for subscribing and liking our video. We appreciate your time and we also appreciate the energy that you are putting in to watch our video. Till next time, see you in our next